The countdown to music's hottest night has begun.
We're gonna make a lot out of it.
And Billboard's special pre-show is bringing you the ultimate Grammys guide with a sneak peek into the biggest parties.
One thing, a song.
We head to Soho House in Level 8 to get the scoop from the stars themselves.
Miley Cyrus was literally just like walked behind me.
From first-time nominees to veteran rockers, hit-making producers, and more.
I said next time I hold a trophy, it's gonna be a Grammy.
We get the tea from Grammy's producers on the big show, plus expert analysis and predictions.
Pop is finally getting its justice at the Grammys.
Could Gaga or Kendrick finally land their first Album of the Year win? Or will the night belong to Bad Bunny? Which chart topper takes home Best New Artist? And could it be the night for K-pop to make history? This is Billboard News celebrates music's hottest night, presented by Amazon Prime. The Grammys are upon us. Hey, it's Tetris. I'm here in downtown Los Angeles, where behind me, the iconic Crypto.com arena is gonna house music's hottest night. Listen, there's a lot going on in the world right now, so we wanted to take a second, stop, come together to celebrate music. I got my co-host Katie Bain, our queen of dance. Come on up here, girl.
Hey Tetris, I am so excited. The Grammys are big time, and our Billboard experts have been locked in for weeks, ready to call who's gonna win big and who's gonna go home empty-handed.
Well, let's get to my favorite part, the parties and cheering on Cat's Eye. It's the Best New Artist party. Let's go. Okay, so I'll try to save most of my tears for Sunday, but congratulations, guys. It's Grammy week. You made it.
Everything's gnarly. Hottie, hottie, like a bag of Takis on the shed.
Many of these artists on the stage tonight, I think, are names that people are very excited about. It is a good list.
The Best New Artist party brings all the nominees in the category into one room to perform. How's it feel to be nominated with, I'm sure, your peers that you know very well?
Oh my God, it's amazing. They're like really great friends of mine. So me and Summer have been playing pranks on each other all week because we keep playing the same event. So I like raid his dressing room and he raids mine. It's awesome.
It's amazing. I couldn't get into a Grammy party last year, so now they all want me to perform. So here we are.
Samba, I love Samba. I have an imaginary beef with him now.
We've been listening to a lot of Samba.
I mean, every single person that's nominated this year, I'm a fan of. Getting to see Olivia Dean opening up for Sabrina Carpenter in Nashville was like eye-opening for me. Just like so much joy and presence she has. So really looking forward to her playing tonight. Lola Young, Leon Thomas, like all these amazing artists.
The great Leon Thomas has been nominated. I'm excited to see him come do what he's supposed to do.
Leon Thomas? Leon, that's family though.
I'm such a big fan of Olivia Dean. We have so many people like in common, and I just love her album.
I love Olivia Dean. I mean, her music is sort of all-encompassing across different genres, across different demographics.
Olivia I've been listening to for years and years now. The Marias are incredible. I'm so excited to see them. Samba's incredible. Addison's incredible. I mean, it's honestly an amazing category.
And I think Addison Rae should win. That album was the most innovative and bizarre and strange and surprising.
Who on the list have you guys listened to? Are you Cat's Eye fans? Alex Warren, Olivia Dean?
I was doing that milkshake dance. I know that's not why they're here, but I was like,
hey.
For so long.
I've been listening to Cat's Eye, obviously.
I'm just the proudest big sister, not only of Lara, but all 6 of the girls. They work so hard, and this week is just about celebrating all of them.
It's really surreal. I've known them since, they were not in Cat's Eye.
On the show, of course.
It's really beautiful, honestly. It's a full circle moment, and I'm so excited to watch them perform. My best friends are literally getting nominated for a Grammy.
That's insane.
These are my girls right here. Let's go.
Beautiful.
Y'all look so good. You look gorgeous. Y'all are glowing. Y'all look so good.
Okay, so if you could collab with one of the best new artists right now, who are you gonna put on the track?
I would say the Marias.
Oh wow.
Who are good friends of mine, so I love them. Definitely the home team. I would love to make something with them.
I support every one of them. They are so amazing. It is the dream job to be able to go around and be with artists that I look up to, and they're all. I'm such a fan of all of them.
I've heard that all the best new artists are performing in a 19-minute medley. I talked to the producers. They already told us, y'all.
We don't know what you're talking about.
So, I mean, what can you tease about what you can do when, you got a certain amount of time?
You already know, Cat's Eye can make a lot work.
with a little time.
Okay.
So we're gonna make a lot out of it. A lot.
Well, listen, now that you've said, okay, you love Olivia Dean, she has a banger, right?
Yeah.
And you like drinking beer and dancing on elevated surfaces, so
do.
can we go inside and do that?
We should do that.
Let's just go now. Sorry, bye guys, we're done.
Sorry.
All right, so you went to the scene, you heard straight from the nominees. Now it's time for the takes. Here to chat all things Best New Artist, Keith Caulfield and Katie Atkinson, co-hosts of Billboard's Pop Shop podcast. Hi guys, happy Grammys.
Oh, hi.
Quick context, we're all music nerds, but when it comes to the charts, Keith is the authority. He's been at Billboard forever, working his way from intern to the guy running the charts. And his co-host, Katie, well, she's the one to give him a run for his money.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a look at the nominees for Best New Artist. And I mean, let's talk about it. What were your first thoughts, like major headlines, when this list dropped?
Oh, absolutely the poppiness of it. Everybody in this list, they're on our charts. They have a huge fan base, and that isn't always the case with the Grammys.
Yeah, you can usually count on from the Recording Academy like a curveball of someone like who, it's a classical artist and they do blues on the side. But this year it was like a super pop field, which is really cool to see.
Do you think there's something in the water that made the field as such this year?
I think, well, I mean, the Recording Academy has tried hard in the past number of years to expand their voting body to become more younger and diverse. I think that's probably played into what the nominees look like this year.
Also, R&B had a big resurgence.
I mean, Leon Thomas.
Leon Thomas,
yeah,
my
so
God.
that's great to see that. in
Yeah,
the
I mean, he has 6 nominations, not just Best New Artist. Like, when it comes to the Best New Artist field, he's the one who's most nominated outside of that one category, which probably bodes well for him, I would think, on Sunday night.
Yeah, that's the trick. You know, if you look at the Best New Artist nominees, if they have nominations in other categories in their own fields, their own genres, that's usually a good sign that they're probably going to have a big night.
One of those juggling Grammys backstage nights.
She loves that Norah Jones moment from so many years ago. Oh my God, I'm going to drop one. She loves those.
In that context, can we talk about Olivia Dean a little bit? Because she only has this one nomination. What do you think that is?
We're pretty certain this is kind of her category to lose.
Yeah.
Even though she only has that one nomination, she's such a Grammy artist, you know, just Grammy bait basically, because she's got that classic sound. She's beautiful, she's a performer, the live vocals are excellent, and she now has these hits on her hands as well. It's all coming together for her at the exact right time. She could have peaked better when it comes to the Grammy voting period.
Everything she said.
Well, you say that about like how she's been killing it, but like we have the Hot 100 show, and 4 of these artists are in the top 10 all the time. You got Somber, you got Olivia Dean, Leon Thomas, and also Alex Warren, guys?
Yeah.
I mean,
we have not mentioned Alex Warren.
His hit "Ordinary" was inescapable on the Hot 100, #1 for years.
Forever.
In 1 year, it was #1 for years.
That sounds right to me.
So you know, when you have a category that is stacked with such hit-making artists, that makes it even more competitive. But you know, we still kind of feel like Olivia Dean is really kind of peaking at the right moment right now.
I was really impressed by Cat's Eye, and a K-pop, you know, ecosystem artist, adjacent artist, getting this high honor feels really monumental to me. Also, the presence of a girl group in this category, it happens very rarely.
You gotta think about like TLC,
Spice Girls.
Spice Girls.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So this feels like a big deal for them in that respect.
And we haven't talked about Somber, who, when it comes to our charts, my man just arrived with 3 hits at once, basically.
He came pre-packaged with a whole bunch of an array of hits immediately, and you're like, where did this guy come from? It's like, no, he's been doing the work. It's just, it looks now, it's like you already have this incredible array of hits behind you that have been on our charts for months now.
Yep.
So again, it's a stacked category full of hit makers.
We haven't talked about Addison Rae either, and when it comes to Addison Rae and Cat's Eye, these are pop with a capital P.
Yeah.
And these are not always the people that are getting this nomination. We brought up all the girl groups, people that you might expect because of their legacy that they would have been nominated, you know, in their time. They weren't. And now here we are where somebody can be a TikTok dance star turned pop star and get a Best New Artist.
Very 2026.
nomination.
It's
Very.
very 2026.
That's what makes me think of what has changed about this world of the Grammys since then, when a Spice Girls didn't get nominated, but now it'd be kind of awkward to not acknowledge a phenomenon like Cat's Eye.
Lord, if you look at the Best New Artist category in decades past, it is riddled with, what, how? I mean, some of the artists who haven't been nominated for Best New Artist include Madonna, Whitney Houston. It's crazy. But it feels like this year they did a really cool job with who the folks are that are nominated.
It's like a changing landscape of we're appreciating this mainstream pop music that can also be very good and very like critically accepted.
Sometimes we think like, oh, the Grammys, like they're this monolithic thing that makes decisions about this will do great on the ratings. No, it's just like literally thousands of people making decisions about what they like and what they thought was the best music of the year. And sometimes that works out really well and your fave Cat's Eye gets nominated.
Well, before we wrap up our Best New Artist category, I do want to get our actual predictions, okay? So I think we know what you guys are gonna say.
No, but I think Olivia Dean is our group answer.
Okay, Katie?
I think she's got a really good shot. I think also Leon Thomas is beloved, critically acclaimed. He had a big hit, so could be him.
I'm absolutely rooting for Cat's Eye, but I'm feeling some Alex Warren vibes.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it might not be an ordinary night for him. Thanks, Keith and Katie. I'll have you talk about the other big categories a little bit later. But some records were broken the moment nominations dropped. Check it out. A Grammy win or even nomination can be monumental in the life of an artist. And on the flip side, artists also shape Grammy history. When nominations for the 68th annual Grammy Awards came out, Kendrick Lamar became the first solo artist to receive Album of the Year nods for 5 consecutive studio albums. Also for this year, for the first time ever, 3 Best Rap Album nominees are also up for Album of the Year, with Kendrick's GNX, Clips' Let God Sort 'Em Out, and Tyler the Creator's Chromacopia. Huntrx, along with Cat's Eye, made history, becoming the first girl groups to be nominated for the Pop Duo Group Performance Award. K-pop joins the history-making fun thanks to Rosé and K-pop Demon Hunters. Apatet and Golden are the first songs by K-pop artists to be nominated for Song of the Year. Speaking of APT, if the collab ends up winning Record of the Year, Bruno Mars will become the first artist to win 4 times in the history of the category. Here's a surprising fact. Did you know this is the first time that Dalai Lama has earned a Grammy nod? With Meditations, the reflection of His Holiest, the Dalai Lama, up for Best Audio Book. Finally, let's turn to Bad Bunny. He's the first Spanish-language artist to be nominated in all 3 big categories simultaneously. And if DBT Mas Fotos wins Album of the Year, it will mark the first for an all-Spanish-language album. We'll see what happens Sunday at Music's Hottest Night. This next artist is a fave around here.
Ayra Starr is a 2-time nominee for Best African Music Performance.
And guess who got to chat with her? It's my girl from Love Island, Chelley. Check it out. Presented by Amazon Prime.
No pressure, make you give me that love. If you give me, I no go let go.
Hello, Ayra. I want to say a big congratulations, not for your first, but now your second Grammy nomination.
Exactly. Say it again.
Okay, congratulations for not the first, but the second Grammy nomination. How are you feeling about that?
It was too early to go crazy. But I remember I was so excited. I was like, oh my God. I knew it,
Yes.
But, every day I feel happy. I'm very grateful. Every day it's like a new, I'm actually 2-time Grammy nominee.
What was a moment that stuck out to you?
I remember when the first time I went, Miley Cyrus was literally just walked behind me. So why this means so much to me because of everybody knows I'm a huge Hannah Montana girl. I grew up on Hannah Montana. I used to swear to people that I'm gonna be the black Hannah Montana. I was saying this every time. I just loved Hannah Montana, and it made me understand okay, I want to be a pop star.
Yeah.
So it felt like a full circle moment. Just even though she didn't see me,
But even so, that just lets you know, it's coming soon.
It's coming,
she was right there,
exactly.
So it's coming soon. Okay.
You give me that love. If you give me, I no go let go.
The song you're being nominated for is Give Me That. I know you had some samples from Wyclef and 911 and Diallo, so can you tell us, what was the inspiration in that? What made you decide these are the 2 songs that I want to sample?
To be honest, I was born in 2002. So I didn't really know exactly.
And that's real.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't really know exactly until, I was recording the song and Don Jazzy was like, okay, this is 911 sample and Diallo. I was like, oh, then I went and I did my research. I was like, wow. Yeah. And the crazy thing was that the studio I was recording it was also Wyclef's studio. Wow. And I did not know that at that time. So it felt like everything was just meant to be, It was crazy.
Yo.
To hear when you sampled it and you kind of reformed it and still using the melody and the vibes of it. I thought that was so cool because it was transforming it a little bit.
Yeah,
So
it was
that's
a whole
so
different,
dope.
I used it in a whole different, way.
You did.
And
yeah.
that shows you how music works. Music can mean different things.
Exactly.
It can be inspired by anything.
I know you got to co-direct and you know, creative direct your own videos. So what was that like? I seen it myself and I was like, oh, she ate with that. I love how before it was like all soft, you're dancing, just in your own world. Then it came Bad Girl with the short hair, the fire, like walk me through that.
The video is literally a representation of where my head was at both times. I shot the first half of that video.
Wow.
The first, like the one with the long hair. And that's where I was there. I had brown, long hair, whatever. And I had a phase where I was just like, I want to cut my hair. And I cut my hair and was like,
yeah, make it match.
It has to make sense. I was like, okay, so let's just say like, you know, old Ayra was in the car, inspired by Crazy in Love, and just like she blew up and now it's short hair Ayra is back. I feel like I didn't trust my creative direction early on. And now from that era, like just the long hair to like the shots, whatever that was, or whatever I was thinking at that time, you could see me transform and just like my personality transform.
And I definitely seen that difference, and that's how I knew like, oh, okay, I see we're back on our Bad Girl, which also makes me think about, because you said it was giving like Crazy in Love. I know you mentioned some of your influences were Rihanna, Beyonce, your mother, and most importantly, God. So how have those influences alone like shaped, you know, who you are and how you show up in your music?
Everything, shaped every single thing, you know. When I'm in certain situations and I don't know what to do, is that I pray to God, I just say, what would my mom do? Or what would Rihanna do? Or what would my younger sister do? What would Beyonce do?
Right.
Okay, then I'm like, okay.
Wishing you the best of luck in the Grammys.
Thank you.
This year's ours, okay?
Amen.
This was so fun.
Woke up looking for the broccoli. Hot key, keep a horn on me, that could my seat. They not like us, they not like us, they not like us.
Yo, it's Tetra Swift. Okay, well, it's not all about me, but I'm at the piano because you're about to hear from 4-time Grammy-winning composer Ludwig Göransson. He just won the Golden Globe for Best Film Score for Sinners. And did you know he was also director Ryan Coogler's college roommate? Well, check it out.
We're at my studio in Los Angeles, and this is kind of where I do most of my work.
Somebody take me in your arms tonight.
Can you hear the music, Robert? Yes, I can.
Spend a lot of time here, maybe too much time. Long days, but it's a fun place to be, and this is kind of where I feel at home.
Where'd I get this from anyway? Yeah, that's Charlie Patton's guitar.
Obviously on Sinners, which is very guitar heavy. A lot of the guitars that you see here I got for the movie, and the banjo. I got the banjo that Remick is playing on, and also our hero guitar that Preacher Boy Sam is playing. 1932 Dobro. I actually found it at Norman's Rare Guitars here up in Tarzana. You know, when Ryan started writing the screenplay for Sinners, he kept sending me a lot of music from Charlie Patton and Robert Johnson, and one of the guitars that Charlie Patton played in the picture, it kind of looked like this. Also, having it being a big part of the movie that Remick, the main vampire, gets hit in the head by a silver resonator, you know, that's such a cool part of the film. So we knew that we needed a resonator guitar. And not only did just Sammy play this in the movie, I also wrote the whole score on this guitar. So after we were done shooting, took it back to the studio, and I sat down and wrote all the music that you hear in the score on this guitar. Essentially what, you know, if you put on Sinners, the whole movie starts with just the guitar like tuning up. And that's actually the guitar that Sammy's playing. So obviously you're not gonna think about it, okay, that's the same guitar I heard of it. But it does something to your brain, you know, it makes you feel like you're there in that world with Sammy, and you can feel his presence. Even when he's not on the screen, you hear the presence of his guitar.
Traveling, I don't know why the world I'm in.
One thing that's so special with Sinners is that everything you see on camera, everything experienced in the theater was actually live in the moment. So when you see Miles Caton sing for the first time in the car, he sings the song to Stack. And then you hear Stack's reaction. That's actually real. You know, that's Michael B. Jordan's real reaction to hearing Miles sing for the first time and play. I think that does something to the audience. You know, when you can see that it's like a pure emotion and you feel the same way. This movie is about blues music. Ryan was able to make a movie about that for everyone. You know, a lot of people know that everything we'll listen to today comes from the blues. All the movies, all the songs we're hearing and everything that's out in the theater today or we listen to on the radio wouldn't be there if it wasn't for the blues. We woke up to these amazing news, and very, very exciting to see how much love this movie got. Yeah, very happy about it, and especially being able to share this feeling with, I think Delroy got nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and just thinking back to the times where he would come to the studio in New Orleans. He would come there every day to sit down and learn how to play piano. You know, and it just tells you how devoted everyone was on the set, and all the actors that came into the studio to learn the songs, to practice their parts, and how passionate they were. You know, it was a pretty remarkable piece of art to be involved in.
Somebody take
Ryan had written this amazing, beautiful, surreal montage in a script where, you know, Preacher Boy Sammy gets on stage and starts singing, and he closes his eyes and experiences a surreal experience where he sees his ancestors and the future. It was an incredible experience of reading that on the script, but how do you make that into a song? So one thing that I immediately was thinking about was to find the right person to do that with, and immediately Raphael Sadiq popped into my thought process about, like, he's, you know, one of the person that I've wanted to work with for a very long time, one of my idols. Also, he makes music that's timeless. You know, he's an incredible musician. I knew we needed to work with someone that can actually play an instrument and play the guitar. It was just crazy, just when we sat down here in my studio here, when we sat down and wrote it, how when Ryan pitched the movie, Ryan was talking to him on FaceTime, and when some of these words that he wrote, some of these lines came out, how incredibly it matched with the film.
Somebody take me in your arms tonight.
Ryan had it all written down in the script about, you know, Sammy closes his eyes. He turns around, he sees an African griot player playing the original banjo. He turns around, he sees an African drummer, a DJ, the juke dancers, like all these different music styles of music was in the script. Then it was just up to us, like, okay, well, how do you turn this into a song? When we shoot it, we only have one day, you know, so. And there's so much choreography in this one, and also visual effects, because towards the end of it, he looks up, the house is burning, and then we move outside. So it was really a teamwork to make this scene come together amongst all the creatives on the project.
The last time this group was nominated was nearly a decade ago, but these guys are always finding new ways to push boundaries. So it's no surprise to us that they're up for Best Music Video for the 4th time. And for this one, we thought, who better to interview OK Go than OK Go themselves.
Presented by Amazon Prime.
Hey Billboard, we're OK Go, and we are about to interview each other. Let's see how this OK goes.
Okay, Damien, friend of mine since we were 11 years old. Let's take a walk down memory lane. We won our first Grammy for Here It Goes Again. It's a milestone for us. What do you remember most about that time in our lives? Where were we at?
I remember we thought like maybe 50 of our fans were going to download it that day and pass it to some other fans, and that would kind of be it.
Yeah.
The next week, the album was back to the top of the charts again, and we started touring.
And then we didn't go home for another year and a half.
Yeah, it was intense. It was exciting.
Yeah.
It really was like, it felt like the kind of anything can happen moment, you know? Like one weird thing connects and all of a sudden your life is different.
Yeah. So now we're back at the Grammys, 2 nominations.
This year?
This year.
Yeah.
One for our music video for Love, and Best Recording Package for...
This particular recording package.
That's right.
Look at that.
For And the Adjacent Possible, Ba-Bam. Where were we when we heard the news? What were we feeling?
We were in Houston, Texas, playing a show that night.
Yep.
I was just very pleased and very honored that our community of peers still paying attention to what we do.
Hooray for the underdog.
Hooray. Thank you.
We soar we sail to the only song there's ever been. Love.
We're nominated for Love, our video with mirrors and robots, which is so different from Here It Goes Again, our video with treadmills, but it still feels like classic OK Go in its inventiveness.
Agreed.
How are our lives different from who we were back then, and how would you say we have evolved?
I think mostly we have evolved just in the sense that we are more confident in doing the things that make us happy.
Are you confident, Tim?
I'm a very confident man.
You're full of confidence?
And I know that you are too.
Oh yeah, I'm just a bastion of confidence.
I've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
If you're nothing else, you are confident. But yeah, I think the difference between us, the guys on the treadmills, versus us now with robots and mirrors is that at some point we got comfortable with the idea that the things that really light us up are the things to chase.
Yeah.
You know, we feel confident in that idea.
You know, 19 years ago, the world was a wildly different place. Globally, politically, musically, artistically, technologically, and certainly personally. Like, I'm a father now. I spend a lot more time with my kids than I did back then, because they exist. And I think artistically, we're able to come at this a little more comfortable in our own skin.
Yeah.
We have, according to these notes, developed a reputation for pushing creative boundaries. Why do you think crafting unique visuals and a physical experience for our listeners is still important in a time dominated by streaming?
It's an interesting question. Yeah, we started, as most bands do, but we very much started as a group of guys that got on stage and played music. Before we even were recording a ton as a band, I feel like we loved the live experience, and we loved being in a room full of people and feeling the energy, swirl around the room. And I think we've done a pretty good job of making records and videos that take from that spirit.
Yeah, I always think, it took me a long time to realize that our videos, I think, are an attempt to get back to the energy of a live show. When you're singing on stage, the people in the audience, their heartbeats literally line up with the heartbeat of the singer.
Yeah.
And we've been attempting to make these experiences that even through, watching on a phone or a laptop or whatever, give you a sense of wonder and joy and connection that reminds me, at least, of that sense of sort of curiosity and wonder that you feel at a rock show. That's what the physical record is about, too. It's like all of the songs on this here double album are available streaming for next to free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is not the most convenient way to listen to music. So we knew that anybody buying this record was buying it to have a thing to touch and to feel and to be connected to. And so why not give them like a sculpture, a piece of magic? I don't know what the future of technology is, but I know that the future of music is always going to be about that connection.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter how it's made or how it's distributed, because it's only valuable to us if it has that sense of connection. I give you a B+.
I give you an A-.
You're a terrible interviewer. Let's try it again someday.
All right, great.
Debí tirar más fotos de cuando te tuve. Ojalá que los míos nunca se muden. Y si hoy me emborracho, pues que me ayuden.
We all know the performances at the Grammys can be just as iconic as the awards themselves. You remember Jungkook and BTS, right? Now, if you've ever wondered how it all comes together, we got you. This is Ask the Grammys producers.
I'm Harvey Mason Jr., CEO of the Recording Academy.
My name's Ben Winston. I'm one of the executive producers. This is Raj Kapoor. He's also one of the executive producers.
What do? As executive producers, we basically do the entire show, but we are supported by a full team.
My job as a CEO is managing the team and uplifting the craft of making music and sharing it with the world. We produce a TV show, as you can see right behind.
It's the most fun job ever, but it means you don't get to sleep for about 3 months.
We kind of start sometime in the summer, start thinking about certain ideas.
It's everything from the set design to each artist, what they perform, how we like them.
What are the awards that we're going to feature? Where are people sitting? Who's showing up? Who's hosting? How is the show going to look and feel?
And also which of the awards, because the Grammys actually give out 96 awards during the day, we choose around 10 of them to put on the main telecast.
The voters of the Grammys are roughly 15,000 members of the Recording Academy. Music professionals, the songwriters, producers, engineers, people who work in the field of music. And that's why our show is so unique. It's a peer-to-peer award. It's not fans, it's not charts. It's those music professionals voting on all the music that is made throughout the year. We've got more women, more people of color, more people from other underserved genres that are now part of our membership body. The goal is to always be reflective of what's happening in music so they can listen to the music, evaluate it accurately with expertise, and hopefully get the right outcomes on show night.
How did the performances come together? I mean, it starts as soon as nominations happen, and then we start making calls that very day. And then we get everybody involved. It's the label and the managers and the artists and their creative teams. We will give you the biggest playing field to work with, and we will support you all the way.
Depending on the time of year, as CEO, I am hit up the most for how do I win a Grammy? Where's my trophy? How do I get tickets to the show? Trevor's been just an incredible host, an amazing partner. He's so smart, so talented, he's funny as can be, but he's a fan of music, and I think that makes a difference to the tone of our show. So I'm so thankful, so appreciative for the 6 years we've gotten from him.
We, on Sunday, are gonna have around 26 to 27 of the biggest artists in the world live performing on that stage. I think literally every single person we asked to perform agreed to perform on the show.
Sabrina gave us an amazing performance last year. She has something even bigger planned for this year. It's gonna be spectacular. This year, it's the first time we're putting all 8
Every one of them.
artists in one segment, kind of our biggest segment of the show.
We're really going for it.
Yeah.
The Grammys is extra special because it's the music that you've loved all year being performed on the biggest night of all.
And you're having an incredible year. I mean, let's talk about these Grammy nominations. Producer of the Year, which mind-blowing, non-classical. Album of the Year for Mayhem with Lady Gaga. Record of the Year, Abracadabra and Appetit with Rosé. Song of the Year, Abracadabra, Appetit, and of course, Best Dance Pop Recording for Abracadabra. When they read those, when that all came to you, how do you accept being nominated for 5 Grammys with those massive songs?
It's been, a while since the nominations, since the announcement happened, and still to this day as I'm sitting here, I'm still like, I'm so overwhelmed by it. A lot of different emotions come to mind. I'm just very, proud, but I'm thankful, I'm grateful. I'm like, I think it's incredible. I get to make music for a living. I get to be in these rooms with these incredible artists and songwriters, and that that people even want to work with me, so like I just feel so grateful, and to have my work recognized, and it's a celebration of music and of the work we put into these things, so it feels amazing.
I mean, they definitely love working with you, and it's so interesting you talk about like how you take the information in. I was chatting with Rosé, and she was talking about what this means for her as a Korean pop artist, and the bigness of this nomination. So, do you take any of that into consideration when you look at these nominations?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I guess I would consider APT. I mean, it's kind of a hybrid American and K-pop song, I guess you could say. But yeah, I mean, it raises the profile of K-pop music, and I think it's had an impact in that sense for sure.
Yeah, and you definitely are part of that, because you think, BTS has had Grammy nominations, but there hasn't really been a big 4 nomination for a K-pop song. So I really think it's looking at the future there.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's a big deal. I'm proud to have been part of that for sure.
And when you think about those 2 songs, Appetit, Abracadabra, Working on Mayhem, what's a story time you can tell me? What's an interesting tidbit from creating these masterpieces?
APT, I guess, I don't know, maybe it's been said before, but I mean, just the way in which we came up with the song, it was very spontaneous, sometimes there's a lot of thought put into things, and this is gonna be a hit, we were just having fun in the studio, and Rosie was just showing someone, hey, this is a drinking game we play in Korea, and some of us perked up, like, what is that? That's not a song? That should be a song, right? We're gonna make that song now, so that doesn't happen all the time in the studio,
Did you guys play? Like, because I don't even think I know like how the game is. Like, did you play APT?
I've never actually played APT. I've never actually even played it. I don't even know what the
game is like.
Yeah, I've never played it myself. No.
We need to learn. We need to call Rosie and get the rules so we can play APT.
Abracadabra Mayhem. I mean, that was also kind of a spontaneous moment. You know, we were in the middle of creating the album, and I played this beat I had started. You know, just sort of a really rough snippet, and I thought, let me see what the room thinks, kind of thing. And I played it, and they were like, "What is this? This is crazy. We got to work on this." And just goes to show, like, you know, these things happen so spontaneously sometimes, and it might not be thought out or planned. And of course, we worked on it more painstakingly after that, you know? Like, it was not just that, but sometimes these little moments of inspiration can create something that, you know, goes all the way.
You're talking about like the painstaking process of like recording, and I can imagine being with someone as creative as Lady Gaga and how intense she can be about her art. How did she come to you with the concept? Like, where did Abracadabra come from, and like, how do you go, you know what, yeah, let's make a song?
I guess every song on the album was a bit different. I think with Abracadabra, it started with, you know, some type of sonic instrumental inspiration, like the beat that I'd started, and then me and Watt worked on it. He added chords to it and fleshed out the different sections of the song. Really, Gaga, she just went in on the mic and started freestyling melodies over the instrumental, basically.
That's insane.
And she started kind of mumbling. You know, a lot of the times it's melodies with mumble lyrics. It's not really like fully, you know, there's no concept yet or lyrics, but she started doing something like, as it kept going, she started saying abracadabra, and like, we're like, wait, that's really cool, or is this really weird, or is it good, or I think it's good, yeah. When it first comes out, you're not like sure, like, this is cool, right? Yeah, this is, yeah, like, so she really just, I don't know where it came from, but it came from somewhere deep within her soul. She heard
I mean, she's a genius.
I mean, she's incredible, yeah.
With this being Grammy season, I just want to talk to you, like, do you have any Grammy experiences or things that stick out to you? Like you say, a favorite Grammy speech or performance that makes you think about this award show?
I've been to the Grammys twice now, maybe. My first nomination was, I worked on, I co-produced and co-wrote Katy Perry's song, Roar. And a funny moment from that was when it was nominated for Song of the Year. And I remember sitting there and they were reading out, and the award goes to Royals. It was Lord Royal.
And the Grammy goes to Royals!
Royals is a great song. I was happy that I wasn't like...
Shout out to Lord.
I wasn't not unhappy, but it was just like, it was like a tease and a funny little moment,
that's
you know?
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, then I got to enjoy celebrating. I won a Grammy for The Weeknd's album Starboy, which was a great honor, and I'm just looking forward to being there and celebrating music and just being with some of my people who I work with and celebrating the work we did and just celebrating music, and it's a great vibe. Yeah.
Well, listen, congrats on everything you got going on. I hope to see you up there on that stage, man.
Thank you so much.
Of course, thanks for hanging out.
We love a great party, and that's where Grammy Week really comes to life.
Because Mariah's there.
We've got the access, and we're taking you with us.
Because Mariah's there. You know, I've successfully stalked her to, like, I don't know, 3 events this week, so let's go.
Well, hi.
Grammy Week is full of amazing events, and Amazon was one of the first to set the tone. The Amazon Music Lot Party invited guests to tour their studios, play games with a digital Snoop Dogg, and what's a party without the perfect portrait? But even better is live music and DJs, and surprise performances from Neo and Akon. Later in the week, we threw our own Billboard Power 100 event, as guests packed in to see the most powerful in the biz, meaning yes, I found Mariah Carey.
We remember some of the songs in the catalog, right?
Artists like Pusha T also showed up to honor their fave execs, and emotion ran high for greats like Clive Davis and Sharon Osbourne. The parties give you all the hype to head into Sunday.
We're here at the Luckman Club at Soho House, West Hollywood, with the lovely and talented PinkPantheress. Let's start with the Grammys, and let's go back in time a little bit to recent history, November 7th, when nominations came out.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to know what you were doing that morning.
I was in bed and then I got woken up with the news. The co-producer of the whole project, and then specifically Illegal, sent like an invisible text, like where you can make it invisible, and then he was like, "Did you see?" I was like so scared. I was like, yeah, it was shocking. I was in bed though, I remember.
You know, did the news carry you through the day in a particular way?
It definitely did carry me through the day. I was very, very happy. Obviously, I was like ecstatic, and I was just getting so many messages of like, congratulations and congratulations. And I don't think I celebrated, but I think I did. I think I went to get dinner, but like it wasn't like a whole shebang.
I know that you've said in the past that you feel like you haven't been sure if you've broken through. I'm wondering if these Grammy nominations, your first two, make you feel like you have broken through, or if it changes that at all for you.
Yeah, I'd say everything I do is for pretty much representation. So obviously I'm from the UK. There is a lot of, UK influence in my music. So everything that I do is to kind of like represent where I'm from and what I stand for. It was very exciting for me to have seen like both my project and then something like Illegal, get nominated in such a like wide sense. And I'm not necessarily, I'm gassed for myself as an artist, but I think more than anything I'm just happy that like what my music stands for and the type of people that enjoy my music, like we can all celebrate together, because at the end of the day it is still an alternative genre, like it's dance, electronic, and yeah, I'm just happy that there's like representation in there.
I wonder if we could contextualize that within the other nominees. And let's start with dance electronic albums. So the other nominees are FKA Twigs, Skrillex, Rufus Du Sol, and Fred again.
Yeah.
What flavor are you bringing to this artist group?
Well, I definitely think everyone is a legend, so everyone from Twigs to Skrillex. For Gen Z, I think a lot of the time I hear that like I might be the gateway to a lot of Gen Z picking up on like dance or electronic music or two-step or garage or drum and bass, and for me that like feels exciting, because I feel like, when I hear my name against these other people, I'm like honored, because these are people that I grew up listening to, especially someone like Fred again, who is also from the UK. It's like amazing that I can be alongside him, but I do feel like I do, as I said, represent a bit more of maybe like a Gen Z kind of fan base. Sure. I might represent maybe like more of the teen kind of space.
I'm wondering now if we can go to the other category. Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco, Lady Gaga, Zara Larsson, Tate McRae. How do you feel about being in this group, and does it feel any different than the other category?
I don't know if it feels too different. I think that it still feels like I'm amongst like real heavy hitters. So in that case, it's similar. It might be different because I think, this one might be more mainstream friendly. I think that I fit in more with the Fred Agains and the Twigs, because I think that I see myself in being more of a niche space. However, obviously, when you're against real big, huge pop stars, it feels like, oh wow, like I'm really like, it's cool that I can actually be in both. I think that that's a really big privilege, to be able to be alongside real amazing like pop artists and then also real like dance / electronic like legends like Skrillex. That just kind of like encompasses what I'm all about. I think I have one leg in each, and I'm happy to be that way.
You're going to the ceremony, I am assuming. What are you gonna wear? Who are you excited to see?
I have no idea what I'm gonna wear. However, hopefully I get to see all my girls. I like, it's rare that I get to really see like, like you'll meet an artist at a festival and be like, oh, like we got to meet up again soon, but then you don't really get to because of like scheduling. So hopefully I'll be able to see a lot of my friends, and yeah, I'm excited. I've never been to the Grammys, so I am excited, yeah.
You mentioned Zara Larsson, who, of course, you guys are having a moment right now with Stateside.
I've been touring stateside, kissing my Swedish boy over FaceTime.
Did you foresee that track in particular becoming such a hit?
Yes and no. I think I was actually like, with the remix project, I was like, it was a real toss-up between, I guess with the remixes, sometimes you never really know. I think some people will always be like, oh, you shouldn't have touched the originals, and but then some people really enjoy change and interpretations. And I remember the Zara one was one that everyone just off the bat really loved. And it made me happy because I love recontextualizing all my music, and even before the project, me and her were messaging and stuff. I just knew that she would be perfect. And at first I wanted her to be on another song, but then I can't remember how it ended up being Stateside. I think I was like, wait, actually it would make more sense because you're Swedish. Or I think she ended up wanting to do Stateside, so yeah, we ended up doing it. And funnily enough, I was listening to the original version of Stateside with Zara, and it was, so obviously my original song has a different beat altogether. It's less pop, a bit more alternative, and so she actually had that, she was on the original beat. And I remember hearing it at the time and thinking like, it's cool, but I feel like I could find something that did her more justice. And so I had one of my favorite producers ever, Oscar Chelley. I remembered that we made a demo version, and I was like, let me put her vocals on this instead, and then it just made so much more sense. It sounded so much more bubblegum and cute, and like Bratz, and I just felt like it fit her world a bit more. I'm just happy to be kind of in some small capacity alongside her in this like cool way.
I mean, I have to ask, obviously we mentioned the tour, you have a lot coming up. Are you working on anything else right now?
No.
Okay.
I'm not. But you know, I think when I do, it will be super obvious. I always I try and let my fans know when I'm like on my again.
Okay, so it won't be a secret.
No, it won't be a secret. I'll give people a little hint when I started, but it definitely is not quite yet.
Okay.
I feel like I'm definitely still in this era, like quite embedded in it.
Absolutely.
Still.
Full on. Is there anything else you want to say?
No.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So good. I want you to stay.
On the Grammys red carpet, artists play by a different set of rules.
Yeah, this is the red carpet where risk is the point, where artists use fashion as an extension of their art. And cray cray, it's the new slay.
Here's a look back at some of the most memorable and wild red carpet moments at the Grammys.
From Grace Jones giving avant-garde, to J-Lo's legendary Versace gown, Gaga's galactic glam, to Cardi coming out of her shell. Let's run down the red carpet fashion that could only happen at the Grammys. Taking it back to 1972, with the Queen of Soul herself, Aretha Franklin, who slayed in red and gold. Cher was giving bare butterfly bikini in this classic look from 1974. Grace Jones wore that hat in 1983 in a work of art leather ensemble. 1984 was the year the king of pop Michael Jackson delivered one of his most iconic looks, the bedazzled military jacket with his signature single glove. Celine Dion showed off her daring side in 93 wearing see-through black lace and a thong. 1994, the late Tejano queen Selena stunned in a white and silver embellished dress. Now to the woman who played her on the big screen, here's Jennifer Lopez in the green Versace dress. You can't name a more iconic outfit. This fashion moment was in fact the reason Google Images was born. The same year, 2000, was when pop queen Britney Spears channeled Miss Marilyn Monroe in a white gown and fur. 2010 gave us a real Gaga fashion moment. Who could forget this sculptural space-like look and bejeweled platinum heels? Beyonce graced us with this sheer white floral gown in 2014. Rihanna said cake, but made it fashion in this couture gown in 2015. In 2016, Taylor Swift caught everyone's eye in this bright high-low two-piece. Cardi B stole the show in 2019 with this extravagantly iconic couture gown. And in 2024, Miley Cyrus gave us vintage glam in the form of 14,000 gold safety pins to create a one-of-a-kind dress. So many more looks over the years, we could go on forever. One thing's for sure, we can't wait to see what new style moments turn iconic at this year's Grammy.
PlaqueBoyMax definitely plays by his own rules. He started as a social media personality from New Jersey, and now he's making history as the first Twitch creator to earn a nomination. Billboard's own Jason Lipschitz caught up with him in New York.
Presented by Amazon Prime.
Next time I hold a trophy, it's gonna be a Grammy.
Could have been Cirkut, could have been a G, should have never snitched, white take it to police.
What's up, guys? This is Jason Lipschitz from Billboard. I'm here with the one and only PlaqueBoyMax. What's up, Max? How's it going,
good.
man?
Nice to meet you.
Congrats on the Grammy nomination, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Love to see it.
It's an honor, like, just even getting, like, a chance to receive that award, you know? I'm extremely blessed.
What was it like finding out that you were up for this?
Insane. Like, I found out on the Twitch stream.
We about to see. We about to get nominated.
My whole stream, like, we all reacted together, you know what I'm saying? And we're like, wow, like, this really happened. You know what I'm saying? It was just surreal, like, it's crazy.
Was it just like hours and hours of people hitting you up with congrats?
For sure, for sure. Definitely the biggest, like, it lasted weeks, days.
It feels fitting that you found out midstream, though.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's full circle. You know how all the Grammy stuff started?
Tell me.
So like 2024 Streamer Awards, I went on stage, and when I accepted Creative Arts Streamer Award, and that applies for music, I think acting, like food, culinary arts. When I accepted it, I said, next time I hold a trophy, it's gonna be a Grammy. It's crazy.
And next time I hold a trophy, it's gonna be a Grammy. Thank you.
Year later, got nominated. So
What kind of validation is this nomination? In the sense of like, obviously you have been crossing over into the music world more capably and more impressively, but like, this is a huge moment. Did it feel like especially validating?
yeah, it definitely felt like, wow, like I live so much day to day because of the streaming stuff. Sometimes I don't get to see everything on a larger scale or like get to look at things on a larger scale. So it's like, wow, like all this hard work being put in is paying off, you know? It definitely feels like that. Like it's definitely like, wow, a moment of, okay, the work paying off, let's keep going, you know?
Was it like being in a category with some of truly the biggest like dance artists, electronic artists
It's
of the
crazy
past?
because if I'm being honest, like from my music background, like growing up, my mom and pops had me listening to everything, like they was playing whatever. Like growing up as a kid when I was younger, that wasn't typically what I was listening to. So like to work with Fred and work with Skep and break through in a whole different genre than I was used to, like it's amazing, like it's crazy.
How much have you talked to them in the past couple months of just like, aside from the Grammy nomination, but song blowing up, hundreds of millions of streams, becoming basically one of Fred again's like biggest songs
I know,
today.
it's crazy.
Me, I'm like Wallow and Gilly with the game. You don't really want to actually behave. When I was on stage and the milli gets made. I need that, I need that, I need that.
What has it been like just in terms of that communication?
It's been crazy. Like I've definitely, you know, had to show my appreciation for Fred and Skep to be able to work with such a caliber of artist like on this project. You get what I'm saying? On this song. And yeah, we've definitely been back and forth, just showing thanks, gratitude, and just talking about future projects we might potentially have, you know?
Okay, so tell me about that. Are you guys cooking up a little bit?
Yes. With Fred, like, I don't want to say too much. There's definitely something I want to do this year that's happening this year. You know what I'm saying? That we might put together, you know what I'm saying? Let me just say it involves many countries. That's all I'm gonna say.
I am very excited about that.
Yeah.
You have a pretty high bar to hit now with Victory Lap, like absolutely exploding.
I don't look at it like that though, because it's like when Fred came on stream and made the beat and then it was all brought together, like I FaceTime Fred when I'm with Skepta, all the pieces got put together. It wasn't made like with any intention, and I don't think art should be made with the intention besides sharing your creativity with the world, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, the next song is gonna be the next song. That song will be that song. Like they all have their own purpose. Like whatever it does. Like whatever the result is the result, you know?
At what point did that spark hit of like, oh, this actually is pretty special? Like not even, set aside commercial success, but just in terms of the song itself, in terms of this kind of collaboration, at what point were you like, did it snap into place like, wow, this is something like pretty momentous?
I would honestly say when me and Fred were doing it, you know? Because before I worked with Fred, I don't think I ever worked with someone like him where I'm watching like, wow, his creative process is crazy. So I didn't know what was going to happen like coming out of that day, because the thing is when we make these things on stream, like you make them, it might go crazy, it might not go crazy, but you know, it's fun in the moment. But I knew when we were making that, something was gonna happen. Like I knew in that very exact moment when he was making that Victory Lap beat. It's crazy.
When song comes out, it starts just like exploding. What are those first couple days like?
I'm gonna be honest, like I knew the song was crazy, but I didn't know it was gonna go this crazy. So it's like, what is going on? And then I see videos of like people at raves like just going crazy to the song. Then I have friends that I know from back home hitting me saying, oh, what is this? Like different demographics of people that, you know, I grew up with, because, you know, I'm from New Jersey, West Orange, very diverse town. And you know, there's a lot of people that I might be friends with them. They listen to different type of music. Yeah. They're hitting me like, yo, what is this? I'm like, yeah, nah, this one and a one. Like,
obviously you had such a following before Victory Lap. Once this song took off, did it feel like you were bringing in totally different audiences? And do you feel like it just opened up a whole bunch of new avenues for you?
For sure. And one thing I would like to say is that like, I feel like if you're doing something, don't be afraid to try to branch out and try new things or do something else or see what could this be, what could that be. Open these doors. You never know what's behind them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm really excited for you, man. Like
Thank
this is
you.
such a cool moment for you in terms of the Grammys, like this coming like couple weeks, but also like shit's blowing up for you. So
I appreciate that.
It's really
Thank
happy.
you.
I'm really happy to see it.
Thank you.
We're back with Keith and Katie of the Pop Shop Podcast, and it's time to talk about the rest of the Big Four. Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Album of the Year.
Before we dive in, let's do our annual refresher. Keith, remind everyone of the difference between record, song, and album.
Please, Keith, talk to us like we're dumb.
Okay, so Record of the Year is an award for basically the production and performance of the song. So the artist wins, the producer wins, mixers, engineers, that sort of thing. Song of the Year is a songwriting award. It's actually an award recognizing the songwriting, the lyrics, the melody. Album of the Year is a overarching category for the whole album itself. Artists, producers, the whole shebang.
Okay, so when these categories drop, what were the headlines to you guys?
It feels like we always have a narrative around, is Beyonce finally going to win Album of the Year? She's done that. Is Taylor Swift going to swoop in and win Album of the Year again? We don't have that narrative, so it's I think there's everyone's breathing a sigh of relief. It's cool, now we don't have to worry about competing with those two.
It creates a vacuum for a lot of different people to come in and maybe get their first Grammy ever. Because I think we all expected to see the ladies of Huntrx with Golden in these Big Four, but they only were placed in Song of the Year. In my opinion, it is the ultimate Record of the Year contender. I mean, just the production, the vocals, those insanely high vocals, that performance of the song is what makes it, such a massive hit. That was the most glaring omission for me.
See, I'm gonna go one step farther than you. I feel can they put soundtracks there? Because I feel it also could be an Album of the Year nominee.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
soundtracks,
the full
definitely.
soundtrack is a banger. What it sounds like is just as good as Golden.
No, you're totally right.
I thought it was notable that the K-pop Demon Hunter song was honored at this level. I mean, that song was a phenomenon
So
this year.
good, though.
It's so good, it was inescapable. David Guetta is also nominated over in Best Remix for remixing that song. It's you couldn't get away from Golden. Even if you weren't the prime demographic for K-pop Demon Hunters, you heard that song everywhere.
100%.
Yeah.
We do have two artists with Kendrick and Lady Gaga who've been nominated for Album of the Year multiple times, right?
And have
Never won.
Do you
Neither
think,
of them?
Yeah, isn't
Correct.
Not for
Kendrick,
album, no.
that's shocking.
It's easy to get confused because he had such a big year last year at the Grammys when he won for Record of the Year. You think oh wait, didn't he have a really big night? It's he did, but it wasn't for Album of the Year.
The album came out in December after the eligibility period.
I think
But
people
now,
would be wildly surprised that Gaga hasn't won for Album of the Year either. Sorry,
yeah,
Katie.
so it could be either of their year, honestly.
a tie.
They're legends.
Would you think either of them would win?
I'm worried that Kendrick is up against two other hip hop acts in Album of the Year, Clips, and we have Tyler the Creator in that top category. I'm worried that hip hop voting base might be split among the three, which could work against Kendrick.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga, I love that album, Mayhem. It's a total return to form
Yeah, return
for
to
her.
form. She's back on the dance floor doing what she does so incredibly well, and it was a big hit album. Debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, had a big hit with Abracadabra, but is it her year when she's up against all these other big albums as well? It's a tough one.
Well, what I think about when you talk about the Beyonce and the Taylor part is their fandoms are so crazy. So you have a lot of the attention because the fans are arguing about
They're
those
passionate.
passionate.
They're passionate.
I don't use the word crazy because I am definitely in those demographics.
Yeah, there's a name we have not mentioned yet. I'm going to mention it now.
I think I know
and
where you're
his
going
name
with this.
is Benito.
Oh.
No, Bad Bunny is up in 3 of these categories as well. And I honestly think that those passionate fan bases you talk about wouldn't mind Bad Bunny winning. They would understand him winning. I think it's one of those cases where you'd be okay, my fave didn't win, but that Bad Bunny album is so good. You'd get it, you'd understand.
Well, there's the fan base, right? But then there's also the voting body, and the members of the Latin Academy were let into the Recording Academy this year, right? So do you think that's going to help sway it in Bad Bunny's direction?
Yes,
Oh my
absolutely.
God. That could tip the scales in Bad Bunny's favor.
Yeah.
It also just feels like his year. He's obviously headlining the Super Bowl shortly after the Grammys, 5 days. And there is a precedent, I think, that's interesting with the anti-immigration rhetoric that's happening right now. Remember when the Chicks had the backlash because of what they said about President Bush at the time, and they were rewarded handsomely by the Grammys that year.
There were a lot of things happening as voting was about to take place in the news around Bad Bunny, around the Super Bowl, around anti-immigration, around how he wasn't going to tour the United States because
his
of
Puerto Rican residency.
Yeah,
his
all of
home-
that was
home
happening.
island.
So when you have him constantly in the news, that of course can't hurt.
When you said a name we hadn't mentioned, I thought you were gonna say Bieber.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
because
right.
he's also having a big year. Let's talk about, you say Benito performing at Super Bowl. Bieber's got Coachella.
That's right.
Swag 1, Swag 2. There's been a lot heading into the Grammys. Do we think he's gonna make any noise at all?
I mean, I think honestly, Swag being nominated for Album of the Year is itself a massive win. He made an album that the exact album he wanted to make on his terms. That's what it feels like. So I think he's probably happy to be in this conversation. I'm still giving the edge to Bad Bunny.
I don't think it's Bieber's year. In sort of the same way where, Sabrina's nominated for Man-Child, I think you can't compare Man-Child to what Espresso did the year before. It's just not quite the same thing, so I don't think it's gonna be maybe her year either.
We haven't even talked about Bruno and Rosé yet either when we're talking about pop.
Well, I mean, that's talking about what K-pop, I think, has done to the Grammy Awards this year. Obviously, we talked about Cat's Eye earlier, of the K-pop methodology, is how Mano says it.
The K-pop cinematic universe.
There we go. But then you have Rosé and Bruno with Appetit. That would be the first time, if this happens, that a K-pop artist has won in a big category like that. So BTS paved the way, but will they, knock the door open?
Right. I mean, Record of the Year feels like that's the clearest path in my mind for Appetit. I think that this song was inescapable. Bruno Mars is a Grammy favorite. Yes. I think that his association with Rosé is going to potentially lead her to her first Grammy.
Bruno Mars is just the Grammys love him. He just always wins, so,
It just might.
Hey! Well, listen, we're talking about who could walk away with what. Are we ready for predictions, guys? Should we do this?
Let's do this.
Sure.
All right, let's start with Record of the Year first.
I think this is the place in the Big Four where Kendrick Lamar will be rewarded. His song Luther with SZA. Not only was it a massive hit for the two of them, I think it sort of was like the main song that we remember from that album. I think this is where he's gonna get his shine on Sunday.
All right.
Absolutely see that happening. And I wouldn't be surprised if that does happen. Lady Gaga has never won anything in the Big Four. And I think Abracadabra was such a pop culture moment. Remember all the videos, all the viral moments. It was such a comeback for her.
Remember the dancing.
Remember the dancing. I think there's a possibility that Gaga could win this category. And I'm going to go out possibly on a limb and say Gaga.
I've got to say, I would love either of these songs to win. I love Abracadabra. That is an electro banger. It's a dance song. It would be great to have dance get that representation in that big way. However, I think it's going to be Luther. I think that song was inescapable.
Yeah. Two for Luther.
Yes.
I mean, we know what I'm gonna say, guys. It was the biggest song this year. Appetit.
Yes.
Bruno Mars, Rosé. I would love to see Rosie up on that stage giving an acceptance speech for K-pop, for all of it. All right, let's move on. Song of the Year.
Okay, so I already said, how was Huntrx nominated in song but not record? This is where they're gonna get the big win. It's gotta be golden. It's gotta be golden.
There you go.
I do see how that could actually happen, yes. Billie Eilish is also nominated for Song of the Year, and Billie Eilish, she's like Bruno Mars. Like, if you're nominated for a Grammy, Billie typically wins it. I could see that Billie could possibly win this. I'm going out on a limb, again, I realize.
He loves his limb.
But I would not, yes, the limb, it's beautiful out here. I wouldn't be surprised if actually Billie Eilish won Song of the Year.
I think it's got to be golden.
Yes.
That's the song this year. That's
It
just
is.
it. Yeah.
And
You're on our team, Tetris?
I am. I'm on your team. Definitely 3 against 1. I'm sorry on that
Look,
one, Keith. It's all golden.
I think Golden can win too. I'm just saying they like to do surprises sometimes.
And then last, Album of the Year. I'll start that one off. Give me Tito Armas Photos. It's got to be my boy Benito.
It's his night. It's his album. It's the moment. Absolutely agree.
You agree? Oh,
Yep.
You too?
Bad Bunny. Yeah.
Should I make it Quattro?
Oh.
Obviously Bad Bunny. I've tipped my hand already that Bad Bunny is who I think has Album of the Year, for sure.
Oh, you just made my whole day. That was great. And if Bad Bunny was to win Album of the Year, it would be the first all Spanish language album to win. That would be incredible.
Absolutely.
It would be amazing.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're all unanimous. We'll see how Bad Bunny does on Sunday. Thank you so much, Keith and Katie. You guys at home, make sure you go and check out more of the Pop Shop Podcast.
That's it for the show. Huge thanks to all of our guests for joining us.
Billboard will be live on the red carpet with 2 hours of coverage on Billboard News' YouTube. I'll be hanging out with Billboard Queen Layla Cobo, bringing you all the excitement. See you there.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy the Grammys.